Okay, this is why I felt my life was in danger in Mexico and got up out of there in literally less than 5 hours. Packed everything I thought it was a necessity, put it in my suitcase, and got out of there, man. One, let me just start by saying this. I'm going to be using notes because I wanted to do this video properly because of the fact I don't feel like Puerto Penasco, where I was staying, they were really good to me. I don't feel like they deserve any bad promotion or anything like that because at the end of the day, it was good to me. The people were good to me. The food was great. The environment was great. The parties were amazing. It was very safe, for the most part. It's just after that situation, I just didn't know what else to do. It was either I moved to another city, which I was planning to do a week later from that date, um, or it was that I left Mexico entirely. You know what I mean? So if that situation had not happened, I would have left to another city. I probably would have went to Hermosillo, or CDMX or something like that. But it was just better for me to be safe than sorry. It just happened randomly last minute. I didn't know what else to do. So the truth is where I was living wasn't ideal for a tourist, especially somebody that creates content. You guys can think up whatever you want with that information. I'm not gonna speak on that. But just know, it just wasn't ideal for somebody that does content creation to be living on that in that area. So let me start by saying I love Mexico, man. I love the people. Like I said before, I love the food. You guys were really good to me. We've built a platform literally in 3 weeks, man. I went from 1,000. You guys got to remember that too. I went from 1K to 13,000 followers in 3 weeks in that small ass town, bro. So obviously, people were starting to look at me. People were starting to know who I was, approach me when I was out in public, and that was another part that really started the anxiousness. Me feeling a little bit nervous, a little bit paranoid, and stuff like that. Um, and as I gradually started, right before I left, life there started becoming real good. Like I started dating, I started partying more. I met cool ass people, like some fire friends, bro. Like things were really going good for me. I'm not gonna lie, but even though you gotta give every time good comes into the situation, there's always get bad. There's always give and take in life, guys. And unfortunately, my friends that I was hanging out with, you know what I mean? I feel like they might have been in things that I just didn't want no parts of. I really don't know because I didn't ask a lot of questions, man. You know me, I just stay quiet, do my videos, chill, enjoy my life. And I it came to a point where I would be riding my bike around town and I would never get like the police would see me, they even wave at me. They kind of knew who I was because of the content, and I would never get bothered. They wouldn't pull up on me. They never checked my pockets, never asked try to take money from me or anything. But when I did start hanging out with people from that town, it's like I'm already, pretty popular there because of the content. So when I did start hanging out with people there, it was like if it was like if possibly I might have been hanging around the wrong people and they knew or something like that. I don't know because they started to like kind of like pull up on me. Like one night I was on my way back home from the club, I think. And, I was a little intoxicated and man, they just pulled up on me, man. Like really honestly just ran my pockets. They didn't take nothing from me. They didn't ask me for no money. They didn't ask me for my papers or nothing like that. They literally just was checking up, like just touching my pockets, checking up on me, and then they left. You know what I mean? It was a little aggressive, not gonna lie. And I literally did nothing. I was just walking on the sidewalk, but that did happen, and that made me think, like, damn, maybe I am doing too much, or maybe it's because of the content that they decided to do that, or maybe it's because who I'm hanging out with. They see me hanging out with somebody that they might, I don't know, maybe they know. I don't know what it was, bro. I don't know what it was, but that was the first like wake up call to me, like saying, like, damn, you know, am I doing something wrong? Like, are people noticing me in the wrong light? Like, what made them all of a sudden do that? I know it wasn't a big deal. I mean, that happens in every country. But it was just something that made me question, you know, what was going on at the moment. Um, and let me get back to these notes real quick because I kind of am going everywhere with things. Yeah, and the crazy thing about that was like they never asked me for my papers, and I wasn't able to talk about this previously when I was living there. But bro, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't even in Mexico legally. Like I didn't have my FMM paper. And I heard that in Puerto Penasco it didn't matter if you had your FMM or not. I literally found that out yesterday when I was already here. But um, I wanted to go to other places in Mexico and travel Mexico, and I couldn't do that because I didn't have my FMM. Yes, I could have went and got it, and I was planning on going to get it literally the next day before that happened. But instead of me getting the FMM and going back to the apartment, I just decided to leave entirely because of the situation. You know, so yeah, man, that's something that I never talked about. A lot of people used to get in the comments talking crazy. Oh, bro, you're there illegally, and I used to just never comment back because I was actually there illegally. But and to be fair though, Puerto Penasco is a town right off the border where they allow you not to. They don't require the FMM. So I know a lot of people gonna try to eat me up in the comments, but they don't. They don't actually require that. It's if you go past Puerto Penasco. Um, so yeah, I was there with no FMM, and that shit honestly that shit made me paranoid as hell too because I'm smoking in my room, you know what I mean? And I live I lived in an apartment that was $200 a month. So you could just imagine it's not the most sealed in, you know, like there's gaps in the under the doors. I had to weather seal everything, but you know, I could only do what I could do, you know. It wasn't the best job. I wasn't like, you know, renovating the apartment or anything. I'm just doing little jobs to fix it up. So when I'm smoking and stuff, you could smell that, you know, outside my house, you know. It probably goes to the business that's next door to me because they asked me one time, like, yo, do you smoke every day? Just curious. And you know, that kind of made me paranoid because I don't want to be like I didn't want to upset people. I don't know if I did. I don't think I did because they're really cool guys. But that was something that I used to get paranoid a lot about. Like, damn, I'm smoking in here. Like, the police could just pull up on me at any time. And that's another thing, man. I had brought girls to my house that, you know, was sketchy, bro, that I had to have them leave. Now they know where I live. I had people pick me up there a few times. Now they know where I live. And I just, like, all of that together, man, kind of just, and everybody know everybody. If you guys know, you know. If you ever been to Penasco, like, in a longer term, like maybe 2 3 months, you know, everybody knows everybody, bro. So if one person know where I live, multiple people know where I live. And honestly, bro, a lot of people be like, "Oh, bro, don't you live there?" People would actually point out my house. So it was just that was another thing that, you know, made me kind of nervous there. But I never thought about leaving yet. No, it wasn't even a thought in my brain. Those things didn't even put that in my brain that, you know what, maybe I should go. No, I was just planning on going to the next state and traveling it. So I was really down to the fact that it really came down to the fact that so many things happened in the span of like a week that, man, it just really got me paranoid, bro, where this last situation just threw me off the edge where I was like, you know what, I'm out of here. Like, I'm just gonna leave and I'm gonna assess this shit in the airport and go somewhere else for the time being, get a break from Mexico, and then I'll come back. You know, that was my initial idea, my initial thought. Currently, right now, that's still my thought, but my family doesn't agree with me, so it's just something that I have to think over. Um, and to be honest with you, I felt stuck there, bro. Like I felt like I couldn't go anywhere else. You know, I felt like I was stuck in Mexico, bro, because at the end of the day, remember, like I went to Mexico with $2,500 in my pocket, bro. And by the time I got to Mexico, I was down to like 1,500 to just touching $2,000 probably because I still had my job, so it was like replenishing the money. But man, I didn't have no money, bro, there. You know, so it's like in my brain, for me to leave there, I had to make more money to go anywhere. You know, even though in Mexico I pretty much had money. You know, because everything is really cheap, but unfortunately, bro, like I felt stuck, man. I felt stuck, and I just felt like I was in a situation that I couldn't see, you know, the positive in, man. I just didn't want to actually, and be honest, bro, I didn't want to be in that apartment no more, for the simple fact that the walls were hella thin. I could hear whatever my neighbor talked about if she was close enough to my wall, or my neighbor or the business next to me. I hear everything they talk about. I can hear their music. I can hear every single word they say, even if they're not talking loud. And that's just something that I just felt uncomfortable with because me being in Mexico, especially at the time where I'm around different people and things are getting more sketchy, you know, like what I'm talking about. Those people knew more. Those people in that business, bro, my boys over there, they probably knew more about me than I knew about myself because at the end of the day, they can hear me talk all day, you know, on the phone with people, whatever the case may be. And as things got to like, you know, after that situation, after that, around that situation, around that time with all this stuff happening, I just felt like, damn, bro, like I don't know those people like that. Like they hear everything I say, you know, they know what so much about me because basically my door is open, you know, in a way. And that was the reason why I wanted to move to a different apartment or to a different city and just start the journey of like traveling to Mexico. And I literally was about to start traveling Mexico literally a week from the day that happened. But I didn't get the chance to. Now, so all right, now the real answer. What you guys really been waiting for? What you guys really want to know? So what happened was, that night that happened. I think it was like a Thursday, Friday night. I don't completely remember. Um, I was just I was chilling in my apartment, bro. I was smoking, you know what I mean? I'm chilling. I'm vibing. I'm not really doing much. I actually put my luggage in the room already that morning so I could start getting ready to, pack my stuff up and potentially move to another city. I already had my bills paid. So I wasn't tripping. They got their money. Their bills was gonna be paid for every month. And they have the deposit. So even if I left early, it just wasn't a big deal for me. Um, but that night I'm chilling in my crib. I'm just vibing. I'm smoking. I'm sitting down. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. Already, I was a little bit on edge. A little bit paranoid because all of this happened within like 4 days span, bro. All back to back. Like every day, something weird would happen. You know what I mean? And that morning, I'm just chilling, smoking. My brother called me, right? And we talking about like, like I just tell my brother everything. We talking about something that I felt, very paranoid about. Um, I can't really fully speak on that part. Um, and when that happened, I remember the door in my crib is it's like basically open, and the wall is thin, bro. So I'm like, all right, bro. I don't want people to hear what I'm talking about. So I get up, I get dressed, and I go walk outside the house and take a left. Well, when they take a left, there's like a food cart there, And while I'm sitting there, bro, remember I said this area is not ideal for somebody that creates content, bro. But I'm a content creator. And I'm sitting there, bro. And all of a sudden, this random guy just comes sits next to me, bro. Some Spanish dude just comes sit next to me, standing like this, and doesn't even acknowledge me. I'm right here, sitting down. He just comes straight up to me and just start kind of trying to listen to my phone call. And I'm like, what the hell, bro? This is so weird, bro. Like, why? So I'm like, all right, bro. I'm gonna go inside. I'll get up and I go back into the house, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, that made me very paranoid because I'm already thinking about other stuff that's going on. Then you put this into the equation. Random dude come up to me. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning, bro. Like nobody's outside. He has no real reason to be there. The restaurant that's across the street is not open. So I'm like, all right. Um, so I just go back in the house, bro, and I grab my suitcases from the back of the yard, the like shed, and I go put them in the house, and I start basically packing my stuff, to get ready to travel Mexico more. And then later that night, bro, like I want to say like 10 o'clock at night, bro. I'm just chilling. Remember, I just said I'm just chilling. I'm sitting down. I'm smoking again, and I hear like I hear my neighbors on a microphone, passing it around, bro, and talking. You know what I mean? So one, I don't even have to put my ear to the wall because it's already hella loud. They got a microphone on. So I'm like, all right, they must be doing like some church service or something because I think her mom is really into the religious stuff, and I don't think nothing of it. Then all of a sudden I hear TikTok and Negro. I'm like, bro, what? I'm like, one, I'm the only dude that do TikTok over here, and I'm the only black guy in this whole town, bro. Like, so who could else could they be talking about, bro? And so I put my ear to the wall. Remember, I don't know a lot of Spanish, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So this is why I told you guys I could be tripping, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Because at the end of the day, bro, I don't know what they're saying, but I heard TikTok, I heard Mall, and I heard Negro right there. So I put my ear to the door, and I just hear like these guys, bro. Like I hear my neighbor, which is an older female. I hear some other people from the community, the lady across the street that works in the restaurant, and I hear another guy I can't really speak on. You know what I mean? And they keep bringing some guy's name up. I guess in that town they operate a certain way, but they keep saying some random guy's name that I don't know. I've never met. I've never heard his name before, honestly. And I'm like, bro, why do you keep bringing up somebody else, but they talking about me? Like the whole conversation, bro, was literally about me. Like I gotta be tripping, if not, bro, because it was like, nah, I hear people vouching for me, like people in the community, like in the area of the street I live on. Like, oh no, it's mi compa, mi amigo. He's a good person, He don't bother nobody. He just does his videos and stuff like that. And I'm like, but why though? Like, why are they talking about me? Mind you guys, I made a video on TikTok. This is why I told you guys on TikTok, like, yo, bro, if you guys really think about it and go back to the videos, you can put two and two together, bro. Like, I upset somebody. I don't know what happened again, bro. Could have been the dude from the morning that was like, why is this guy here? Why is he living on this street? Like, why is he making videos and stuff? Or it could have been her. You like, I'm upset that he made this video. Let me make this meeting with a group of people in the community and see what we should do about it. I don't know what it was, bro, but I 100% know that meeting was about me, bro. And I hear the whole thing, bro. I don't know if they was trying to scare me with the microphone getting passed around to a bunch of people. What made it so weird to me was literally everybody I met on that street, nearly like the older people that like know each other and lived there for a long time, were all in that house together talking about me. And a lot of people vouching for me. A lot of people saying I'm a good guy. A lot of people, everybody almost, except like 3, 4 people. 3, 4 people, because there was other dudes there, and then my neighbor. Remember, my neighbor, I had made a video about her taking my electricity and stuff, and I'm sure she wasn't too fond of that. So that was my guess on what happened. That, like, with that, I just don't understand. I just don't really know. This is why I didn't even really want to make this video, but you guys want this video so bad. So, um, in reality, so anyways, back to the story. I'm sitting there. I hear him talking about me. I'm like, yo, what the hell is going on? I just get really nervous, bro, because like I I literally decide, you know what? Let me just go see what's happening. So I get up, I grab my book bag, put all my important camera gear and laptops in my book bag, and I go outside because they have a food cart. So I go out the side, I go buy something from the food court, and then I come back, I eat it. I still hear them. So I go back out there and I go across the street to the restaurant and I go grab my food. I go order it so I can, and then I go back home. When I go back home, um, like, remember, I ordered a thing from the food cart, right? I ordered elote, and it just felt weird because usually the guy that's working at the elote cart is talking to me, like, but I was trying to say what up to him. It's like he wouldn't even give me eye contact. He wouldn't say nothing to me. That's when I got paranoid. That's when I was like, all right, bro, I'm out of here, bro. I don't know what's going on. This dude always talks to me. This is my homie. I don't know what's going on. He don't want nothing to do with me. Now I'm sketched out for sure. So I end up going back to the restaurant, going picking up my food, and I see, my neighbor, the one I was telling you about. She don't even look my way. Like, and everybody that I was telling you about, they're not even there no more. Like, it's just like everybody left. So I'm like, yo, bro, what's going on? And remember this lady I'm telling you about? There's a lady that was there. I heard her voice. She worked at the restaurant. So when I go pick my food up at the restaurant, the lady is just, she usually say, oh, hey, what's up? Because we always talk. But that time, she didn't really talk. She just looked at me. And I'm like, yeah, bro, I already know, bro. They was talking like something going on. I don't know who it was, but somebody that got some pull, some power in that community. Low key, wanted to know something about me or something, and I don't feel safe no more. Like, I don't know what's going on. Mind you, guys, remember I said do with the information, and guess what? With the information that I give you, that it's not ideal for somebody that creates content in that area. So I decide, you know what, bro? I'm leaving, bro. I got all my stuff, put my backpack on and everything. I'm wearing all black, and I didn't bring a suitcase yet. I actually was literally that night. I tried to leave, but I don't know if I was paranoid or not. But I felt like I was being followed by somebody. Like, I kept seeing this old dude in a car, bro, and he was just like chilling there. And then when I would leave, like walk down the street, he had jump in his car, and then I end up seeing him again once. And I'm like, nah, bro, it's cool. I'm gonna go home, bro. So I get on my, I relax. I go home, and I literally just start packing. I'm on the phone with my mom the entire night, and literally 5 hours later, I go to Nana's shuttle, hop on that thing, and go home, bro. Not go home because Mexico, where I lived, was my home. So like, but I went back to the States, man, and I don't know. I'm gonna review this video, but I think that was the whole story, man. In reality, like, I don't know what else I can say to you guys other than that. You guys wanted to know my business. You want to know about my life. I'm supposed to clip this now and put this on TikTokery. Um, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna make a whole different video on my TikTok channel. So this is the view, man. I'm in Puerto Rico now, guys. I'm in Puerto Rico. As you can see, I'm in the top of a mountain somewhere. Living my life. As you that all the way down there, that's the beach. See that coastal, like the horizon? That's the beach back there, and it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. One thing I feel like, uh, and I'm happy I'm here, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I said, I was feeling stuck in Mexico, bro. I feel like I was stuck there, you know. And in a small way, I was, and in a small way, I really wasn't. But I just felt like I was worried about the wrong things. Like, come on, guys, this is be real. I'm 27 years old. I'm about to be 30 years old. I'm sitting there smoking, drinking, wasting my time, messing around with women that I have no business really messing around with. And that's another reason I left, bro. It's like after, like, bro, I was talking to too many girls, bro, that I just felt like, you know what, man, I've been here too long, bro. Like some already that girl's ex boyfriend, ex husband. I don't know what it is, bro, because these females be lying. Somebody told me it was her husband, but he was already mad. He's supposedly he had his friends reporting my videos and stuff like that, bro. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta get out of here or move to a different city because of the simple fact that like I've been here way too long. I've overstayed my time here. It would be different if I was a Mexican guy, you know, creating content in Mexico. But I'm a Black American, you know, in a place where I stand out tremendously. You know, I'm not the most proper speaking person, you know, and a lot of people, you know, after a while, like you're somewhere for a long time. Some people might like you, and some people might hate you, and you don't even know about it. Especially being a content creator in another country. Some people don't might not like that I was there, bro. So after a while, I felt like, you know what? I just felt overwhelmed with the fact that like I didn't have enough money for me to comfortably like move, you know, comfortably move around or comfortably go back to the States and get an apartment or something like that, which I didn't want to do, but I just didn't have that option. All my option was stick it out and make money so you can leave, you know, or move in a week when you get paid and then be broke and have to figure it out from the jump, you know? So I just really felt like it was my time to leave, man. I was overwhelmed, bro, like with everything that was going on at once, bro, with the police pulling up on me. You know, life was good though. I'm gonna be honest with you. Right before I left, life was really good though. Like let's not overlook that. Like if I was a if I was you, would I go there? I would go there for sure. If you're not a content creator, you can live wherever you want. You know, you don't even have to worry about where you live. But if you're a content creator, you're probably gonna piss people off sometimes. It's just how it is, the nature of the job. So I think if you're a content creator, it's worth paying the extra $200 and coughing up $400 a month for rent, which is still cheap. It's super cheap, but living somewhere a little bit less local, you know, more safe, you know, maybe gated or something. Because you got to remember, being a content creator, you're gonna piss people off. And thank God, me not being naive or me using my intuition, you know, instead of worrying about what other people are saying. Oh, you're straight. Don't worry. Thank God I had enough self respect for myself to be like, you know what? Let me leave. Let me leave because it's no point of being somewhere you feel unsafe, bro. Like I don't care what you do in life. If you got to listen to that intuition, bro, because that's the stuff that saves your life. That's how you gotta be focused on being on growth, on growing in life, bro. And for a long time when I was there, bro, all I was focused on was how I'm gonna find the next girl, how I'm gonna chill with this girl that I really like when I'm gonna see her again, or like where I'm gonna grab a drink at tonight, or you know I gotta go get some bud. Like I was just or like I wasn't even, bro. I was there for 4 months. There's videos that I've created. I've been vlogging every weekend. None of those vlogs are up except one video, bro. One video, bro. I just felt like I was slacking, bro. I got so much to do right now that I'm happy. I'm very happy with the choice I made. I get to see my grandparents, man. I get to hang out with my grandpa. You know, I get to help them with what they need to get help, whatever they need help with right now. I get to be there for them, just the same way they were there for me my entire childhood. You know, my grandparents kind of spoiled me growing up. You know, so even though I don't have all the money in the world right now, they motivate me every day. I wake up. You know, when I wake up and I see them, I get motivated. Like, you know what, I need to make money so I can help them out. You know, they don't live in the best situation. Like this used to be a room that I'm standing on right here, and you know, hopefully God blesses me in different ways where I'm able to, you know, help them rebuild this or something like that. Like, and I'm getting old, man. I'm about to be 30 years old, bro. Like it's time that I actually change my life, man, and actually start providing and helping my family out, you know. And I think that I was just being very childish there, you know. I get it. I want to be a content creator. I want to have fun. Want to hang out with girls and stuff like that. But before anything else, man, as a man, being a man is handling your business, and I wasn't handling my business there. You know, I was barely even hitting my deadline for my work. You know, I was just barely hitting it. Talking about that, I gotta go do my job right now. But I know a lot of y'all gonna be like, "Oh, bro, it wasn't that serious. Oh, this and that." Some of y'all gonna be like, "You know what, bro? That was a good idea. You know, you was listening to your intuition and stuff like that." And no matter what anybody says, bro, the fact that I get to be in Puerto Rico right now with my grandparents, bro, that's better than going anywhere in Mexico, bro. You know, that's something that I can always go back to Mexico, bro. Any time, bro. But you know, my grandparents are not getting younger. You know, that's not how life works. They don't just get younger. So the fact that I'm here right now tells me, you know, because I'd rather be here anyways, it tells me that, you know, I'm on a divine path. God got his hands on me and God is doing what he got to do with me, bro. God is, you know, keeping me safe. And I appreciate all you guys praying for me in different ways. And, you know, I'm blessed, bro. Look at this view. I may not be rich financially, but spiritually and in my heart, bro, I'm the richest man. I'm the richest man in the United States, bro. And I just appreciate you guys for coming on this journey with me, bro. And I promise you guys I will be back in Mexico to travel more places, but I'm not going to do that with no money. I have to have the bag. You understand me? Like I got to have the bag. For me to for me to go back there and feel comfortable, I got to have the bag, bro, because of the simple fact that if something like that ever happened again, I want to be able to do what I got to do right there and then, you know? Like I don't want money to be an issue where I have to think of another way to basically get out of a situation that I feel unsafe in, you know? So I love y'all. Never stay down. Always stay up. It's your boy Marley. Yeah.